It can be a very scary thing to do, to let someone know that you need help.
54% of the local community are deemed vulnerable.
Nowadays it's crazy that your biggest bill a month is your gas and electric. At the time I'd separated from my partner and I'd not been able to go back to work. So things were tough anyway, and then the energy prices went up.
Our charity's worked for over 25 years in tackling fuel poverty across Merseyside and Cheshire. The funding from the British Gas Energy Trust has enabled us to employ 4 new staff targeted across Liverpool, where there's a great need for support.
We've seen a 49% increase in the number of clients coming to our service actually seeking energy advice due to the cost of living crisis.
I remember having a conversation with a lady who was sitting on the stairs of her house, freezing, and saying that she had to leave the house every day and go to the shops to feel warm.
We've worked really closely with the British Gas Energy Trust for several years. We've been fortunate enough to get funding for the Energise Your Finance project, and this has allowed us to fund 3 advisors, and between October and December 2022 we were able to issue just over £13,000 worth of fuel vouchers to the local community.
We definitely feel that our service is ever more needed in these past few years, and it will be for the next 12, 18 months, because we don't know yet how it's going to pan out in the next 12 months.
We get a lot of people that don't want to acknowledge their sort of problems as such. So in order for people to actually come in, it takes a lot of bravery and courage to make that initial step.
So our project is a food bank. We do a lot in the area with those that are struggling financially. We work a lot with Citizens Advice Bureau because of what they've done with funding. We've got a direct line straight to a set amount of staff that can help support the people in need.
Being able to provide the immediate support of food, but being able to connect the individuals coming into the food bank with further support to help them get to the root cause of the issue so they don't need to come back to us, that just makes all the difference.
That's why we do provide overall advice, because if someone's got themselves in a lot of energy debt and we just come along and we can help them pay the energy debt, they might get themselves back in that same situation. So that's why we look at budgeting with them, so we see like what's coming in, what's going out, because we just don't want people to fall into the same trap and, you know, end up owing a lot of money again.
We had a client that came in. He really wanted some help with just sort of cost of living. But then at the end of the appointment, he did have a call from the agency he was working from just to tell him that he'd been laid off work and he'd lost his job. It was something that we had to revisit with that client then in a totally different perspective. If we weren't in the community and we weren't providing that advice, then I'm not entirely sure where he would have gone. The British Gas Energy Trust does enable me to do that. It enables that holistic approach.
My application got approved, so it totally wiped out any of my debt that I was in, which was brilliant because it got me back to a zero balance and I could then start again and get back on track, which is brilliant.
The funding does allow us to treat each person as an individual, and so I'm really happy that I can become involved in the Energise Your Finances project and continue to work within the communities that we serve. It's amazing.